Welcome, sit back, and let this story guide you into peaceful dreams. Rose and Lantana, A Journey of Trust. This story is about Rose and Lantana, who learn the importance of trust and friendship during a stormy adventure in the forest. Once upon a time, in a verdant forest where sunlight danced through leaves and the air was fragrant with the scent of blooming flowers, lived a gentle woman named Rose. She had eyes as deep as the ocean and hair the color of midnight. Rose had moved to this serene part of the world, hoping to find solace in nature, away from the bustling city life. She felt at peace surrounded by the symphony of chirping birds and rustling leaves, yet her heart longed for someone to truly share this beauty with. One afternoon, while strolling by the edge of a vivid meadow filled with vibrant wildflowers, she encountered a small newt with glossy swirls on its stem. It was struggling to free itself from a pile of leaves. Intrigued, Rose knelt down and gently helped the little creature escape. The newt, which she later named Lantana, blinked at her gratefully. Over time, Rose and Lantana developed an extraordinary bond. Every morning, Lantana would emerge from the brookside and greet Rose with enthusiastic tail flicks. It became a ritual. Rose would prepare a small breakfast of ripe fruits and nuts for herself, always setting aside a special portion for her small friend. Together, they embarked on daily adventures exploring hidden nooks of the forest, sometimes discovering secret waterfalls cascading into crystal clear pools. Rose found solace in Lantana's presence. With Lantana, Rose dared to trust deeply again. The forest felt more alive, the sunsets warmer, and her laughter came easily like a bubbling stream nearby. Of one stormy night, the winds raged violently through the forest, uprooting trees and sending torrents of water rushing down the paths. Rose feared for Lantana, who was fragile against the unforgiving storm. Venturing out, she called through the howling wind, desperate to find her friend. Then suddenly a small movement caught her eye, a flash of teal amongst the chaos. Scurrying towards it, she saw Lantana struggling but determined against the watery onslaught. Overcome with relief, Rose kneeled beside him. Instead of picking him up, she whispered words of encouragement, letting him know she was there beside him, trusting he could make it to safety on his own. With her voice as his guide, Lantana slowly moved forward, not alone, but supported by the bond they had built. The storm was fierce, but their trust stronger, anchoring them in a world that may tremble but never break. As dawn broke, Rose and Lantana watched the sun rise over the reborn forest, casting a fresh golden light onto the earth. In each other's company, they understood that trust was not in what one could do for another, but in believing one could overcome. Knowing someone had faith in them. There, where heart met nature, Rose found her home, a place where trust formed the bedrock of companionships, as rooted as the ancient trees themselves. Another story begins to bring you warm. Veronica and Kate, A Sanctuary of Dreams. This story is about a girl named Veronica and her effortless and Kate at discovering the profound essence of sanctuary in the tranquil beauty of nature. In a quiet village nestled between emerald hills and whispering forests, there lived a girl named Veronica. Veronica had a heart as warm as summer sunshine, and eyes that sparkled like the night sky. She spent her days exploring the vibrant tapestry of meadows, where nature sang in symphonies and the wind carried secrets from distant lands. Veronica found solace and adventure in these bountiful landscapes, but most of all, she cherished her time with Kitty, a gentle newt she considered her dear friend. Kitty was no ordinary newt. His scales were the color of earth and copper, and his eyes glimmered with ancient wisdom. They lived in a tranquil pond shaded by willow trees, where the water was as clear as polished glass and the air was scented with the subtle fragrance of wildflowers. Every morning, Veronica would visit Cuddy, sharing stories and dreams beneath the pink dawn light. One day, as the sun dipped behind the hills, painting the sky with hues of amber and rose, Veronica sat by the pond, her thoughts flowing like autumn leaves. "What is a sanctuary?" she asked, her voice the gentle ripple across the water. Suffolk Day lifted his head slightly from a lily pad, pondering the depth of the question with a slow, thoughtful blink. "A sanctuary," he began in a voice that echoed with the rustle of leaves, "is a place where one finds peace and safety, where the heart feels at home." Veronica nodded, contemplating Katie's words. She looked around, her eyes tracing the tranquil beauty surrounding them, the shimmering ripples of the pond, the graceful dance of dragonflies, and the soft rustling of branches in the breeze. Here, in the heart of nature, Veronica felt an undeniable sense of belonging, a place where time seemed to pause, granting her the freedom to simply be. That night, as the stars wove stories in the tapestry of the sky, Veronica lay in her bed, dreaming of the sanctuary she shared with Katie. In her dreams, the pond was a realm of endless wonder, where the willow trees whispered lullabies and the moonlight painted the water with silver. The sanctuary wasn't just a place. It was a bond, a shared journey of friendship and dreams. As sleep enveloped her, Veronica knew that whatever the future held, her heart would always find its way back to the sanctuary she discovered with Kate. And as the dawn's first light softly kissed the village awake, Veronica awoke with a serene smile, ready to embrace the new day, knowing that her sanctuary of dreams awaited her just beyond the hills, where Katie would be waiting, his eyes twinkling like stars in the morning light. Now, let's dive into another heartwarming tale of the innocent friendship of Iris and Lily. This story is about the pure friendship between a curious young girl named Iris and a wise gnome named Lily, who meet under the moonlit night in the magical village of Ashwood. Under the gentle glow of the silvery moon, the quaint village of Ashwood lay nestled between whispering forests and rolling hills. It was a place where stories were born, and the magic of innocence held an eternal charm. Among the villagers, Iris was known for her boundless curiosity and vivid imagination. She was a child with a heart that danced like the glimmering stars in the evening sky. One night, as shadows lengthened and the air grew cooler, Iris lay in her bed gazing out of her window. Her mind wandered through mystical realms and enchanted landscapes. She dreamed of adventures untold. It was in the soft silence of that night that she first heard the tinkling sound from the garden, a melody so pure and delicate. She thought it tale drawn to the mysterious tune. Iris tiptoed through the house, careful not to disturb her sleeping parents. As she opened the back door, the night embraced her with a gentle breeze, carrying the scent of blooming jasmine. Her eyes scanned the moonlit garden, searching for the source of the ethereal music. And there, under the ancient willow tree, Iris found Lily. Lily was a gnome, no taller than a teapot, with a beard as white as winter snow and eyes twinkling with mischief and wisdom. As Iris approached, Lily continued to play his miniature harp, each note weaving a tale of joy and wonder. "Hello there," Iris whispered, fascinated by the little musician. Lily paused, his eyes meeting hers, and grinned widely. "Hello, young dreamer," he replied. "I am Lily, guardian of the nighttime melody." Iris giggled at the title, her heart fluttering with excitement. Together, they talked in hushed tones, sharing stories of places far and wide that only dreams could weave. Iris spoke of dragons and castles, while Lily recounted tales of talking trees and rainbow rivers. Hours flew by unnoticed as they laughed and imagined under the starlit sky. The garden seemed to shimmer with their friendship, a bond forged in innocence and shared wonder. As the first rays of dawn touched the horizon, Iris eyed Lily with reluctance, knowing their night together was coming to an end. "Will you return?" she asked hopefully, her voice tinged with the weight of farewells. Lily nodded, his smile reaffirming their newfound friendship. "I shall play for you on every moonlit night," he promised before retreating into the shadows of the willow tree. Iris returned to her bed, her heart full of happiness and her dreams more vivid than ever. From that night on, the garden pulsed with life each time the moon shone, a testament to the innocent friendship between a little human girl and a wise gnome. And thus, under the silvery moon, stories continued to be born in Ashwood, holding the eternal charm of innocence. Iris and Lily's tale became a cherished bedtime story, passed down for generations, reminding all of the magic found in pure hearts and childlike adventures. The new gentle story is ready for you. Poppy and Gloxinia, A Tale of Seasons. This story is about a girl named Poppy and a whale named Gloxinia, who together experience the beauty and changes of the 4 seasons while celebrating their friendship. Poppy was a curious little girl whose heart danced to the rhythm of nature. She lived near the sea, where the air was filled with the salty whispers of the ocean. Sunny morning, Poppy discovered an unusual friend by the shore, a majestic whale named Gloxinia. Gloxinia was known among the sea creatures for her graceful way of traveling through the water, her shimmering skin reflecting the changing colors of the seasons. Spring was the time when everything came alive, and Poppy loved to watch the cherry blossoms bloom. Gloxinia would glide near the surface, letting Poppy see her glittering scales that resembled the petals of flowers. Together, they would celebrate the season by sharing stories. Poppy would tell tales of new beginnings and blossoms, while Gloxinia spoke of the ocean's deep secrets unveiled by spring tides. Then came summer, and the world was drenched in golden rays. Poppy and Gloxinia explored the cool depths of the ocean where coral reefs glowed brighter than fireworks. They laughed at the playful dolphins and marveled at how life in the ocean flourished under the warm sun. Poppy collected shells and stones that Gloxinia proudly displayed on her broad back as treasured gifts of summer memories. As autumn whispered its arrival, the leaves on the trees turned to shades of gold and crimson. Poppy would walk along the sandy shore, while Gloxinia swam in the fluffy waves that echoed the colors of the season. They would gaze together at the horizon painted in hues of sunset, sharing stories of harvests and transformations, listening to how the earth prepared for winter's embrace. Winter came with its folk of silence and crisp air. The sea seemed quieter, but it brought a different kind of beauty. Poppy wrapped herself in a warm scarf, heading to the beach, where Gloxinia would greet her amidst a dance of snowy waves. This was their time to reflect on the year's joys and challenges, their friendship eternally strengthened as they watched the sun set earlier each day. Their bond was a testament to the cycles of life, how every ending brought a new beginning. Poppy realized that like the seasons, her friendship with Gloxinia was forever. As the stars began to shine in the clear winter sky, Poppy whispered gratefulness for all that was and all that would be. Gloxinia answered with a gentle splash, promising to always be part of Poppy's adventures. And with that promise, they welcomed the cycles of seasons with hearts full of hope and tales yet to unfold. Thank you for joining me tonight. Sweet dreams.